This is my first little segment of Cut Me In, and with none other than the Ghost of Caldera, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bring him in so we can just get this thing jamming. The man, the myth, for real myth, the legend.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me, Chris.
Absolutely, anytime. So just a little bit already, start out. I myself actually started meleeing because of you and because of these knives only. I actually knifed for a long time back in Black Ops 1. Throwing hatchets was just awesome. It had a really great bounce across the map. I really loved throwing the hatchets. That was one of my favorite things because it just really made people mad between rounds, you know what I'm saying? I guess I just never stuck with it even though it was really fun. I had some really cool clips of, hitting cross maps and search and destroy, like right off spawn and everything. But just to start off, like the big question that like everyone wants to know automatically, how long have you been doing melee only?
Well, I mean, I think the answer kind of surprises a lot of people. I've only really been playing melee only since MW19. So what is that? Like 4 years or so. And I took a year off like in between during Warzone. Yeah, COD was just, that was my first COD really. I never played Call of Duty before that.
That's awesome.
Let's see, like where it really got started, I played Halo 2 back in my college days. And like I played it competitively. Like I was on a team, we played tournaments, we did well, had some good placements. After Halo kind of got finished up, or didn't really get finished up, but I kind of turned my direction towards Battlefield at the time.
Oh yeah.
Battlefield Modern Combat on Xbox was like the game. And I played Battlefield for a long time. I played different iterations, jumped to the 360, played it there, played it on PC. And I think Call of Duty kind of started to emerge like around then. But like if you were playing Battlefield at the time, like you could fly choppers, you could drive tanks, you could drive jeeps. Like it was just no comparison. You could play on these big battlefields, big maps, and Call of Duty was like really small, kind of arena style shooter still. So
absolutely,
I just never really got into it, to be honest.
Right. So Bless says that he can definitely tell your movement inspiration comes from a little bit of Battlefield.
I mean, I think once you start playing COD, like the movement is so much better in Call of Duty than in Battlefield.
Yeah.
But for sure, like back on the Battlefield Modern Combat on the original Xbox, you had a combat knife that was a one-hit kill. And even back then, like it was so much fun to use. I wasn't like knife only back then at all. I would do like games where I was just like knife only, and you'd go on these routes, like the guys on the sniper hill, and just take out like 15 guys. Everybody would make like montages and all that kind of stuff, but like YouTube wasn't a thing back then, or it was there, but the quality was really terrible. So like we would make montages of like knifing and sniping. I need to upload them to the EA forums, and like I wish I could get those videos back because that was just like such a fun time.
My favorite thing that I saw you post was, I think it was you that posted that you used to upload your videos to VHS and then have to move them over digitally that way.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of options back then.
So
unless you had a nice PC, you could do it.
So what or who inspired you to just let go of the guns and pick up the blade?
Well, so the whole reason I got back into Call of Duty was, one, I saw that they had the ground war mode where it was kind of like Battlefield, so I was like, okay, let me try that out. And two, I was huge into battle royales at the time. Like I had stopped gaming for a long time, and then PUBG and Fortnite kind of got me back into gaming. And around like Fortnite, I wanted to start making content again. I really tried hard with Fortnite on like YouTube. All those videos aren't public anymore. They probably won't be. Then Warzone was coming, so I was like, all right, let me start getting used to Call of Duty, and so I can start making Warzone content. It's gonna be like the next big thing, supposedly. So I started playing Call of Duty. I think there was like a daily challenge or a weekly challenge or something where you had to get knife kills while sliding. And I jumped on a game, and I was like getting those knife kills, and I was sliding, and I was moving around the map, and it was so much fun. And I was like, dang, like I'm like tearing it up. I was like top of the leaderboard. I was just taking everybody out. I was getting hot mics at the time. I was like, this is good content. I think I can make videos doing this. And so I kind of compiled some clips. I made a video. I put it out. I was like, all right, this is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge. Like no one's doing this. This is gonna be huge. Video got like no views, obviously. Like anytime you put something out on YouTube, when you just start, you get like 5 views.
I feel that.
But then like after I put that out, I think I put one more out, and then my algorithm started hitting, and I started getting knifer videos. And so I got like These Knives Only, obviously. I got some other people, but it was like, wow, These Knives Only, he's got a lot of viewers. He's got a lot of subs. Like this is actually possible, Yeah, after looking at his content, I was just like, wow, like this is a viable playstyle. People will follow you if you do it right. So that's I saw that he had success doing it, and I was like, all right, I can do this too. It's kind of set off to improve my content, improve my gameplay, all that kind of stuff. And then Warzone came out, and that was when I was like, all right, I got to do this in Warzone, and this will be like huge.
I kind of had the same feeling. Like, I didn't know of any other Meleeers until I saw TKO. And TKO led me to you. Literally, the second Meleeer that I ever found was you. You could ask any of my play group that I played Call of Duty with. I can't stand to be knifed. It makes me mad, dude. It drives me crazy. But whenever I saw TKO and you doing your thing, and just like, it just looked so fun to me being able to get into people's face and actually do the thing. And it was just really cool. Just be like, you know what? I'm going to do this. That being said, talking about going back in time and our favorite games and all that stuff, let's go to a weapon of your choice. What is your favorite melee weapon?
Okay. So this is also kind of a surprising answer, but when the katana first came out in what was it, Vanguard, it was ass. It was terrible for Warzone. But when something's bad like that, I like to use it because no one else is going to be using it. So the katana came out and it was terrible. You were slow. It swang slow. There was like no, like the lunge was terrible. But I started using it and I started making videos with it. And I think I was probably the only one at the time because it was so bad. I don't know, just the fact that nobody liked the weapon. That's what I liked about it. Like when the Kali sticks were big in Warzone way back when, like I didn't like using them because everybody was using them. So it's kind of the things that like people don't like that I like to use.
Absolutely. But what is your favorite throwing/ranged weapon?
My favorite, I mean, just the throwing knife. I don't really use any other ranged weapons that I can really think of besides like what's the new the shurikens are kind of cool. But yeah, the only ranged thing I think I use is the throwing knife.
So it's probably pretty easy question, and most people probably just kind of get it. But like, how did you settle on the Ghost of Caldera?
Oh, okay. So I told you I was trying to make Fortnite content way back when I had got like, I was playing Fortnite on my PC, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna switch to Xbox and play that way because a game, Sea of Thieves was coming out, and I was like, I'm gonna make Sea of Thieves content alongside like my Fortnite content. That'll be like the way to go. So I made a gamer tag, and you can probably scroll down on my TikTok or my Instagram and find it. It was Captain Treasures. Was gonna be like my name for content.
Love it.
And so that's what I started with, and it was fine. I like the name. Like even my logo kind of looks piratey. That's where it came from. But somewhere along the line on TikTok, like around in the beginning few months, I started doing like little series like here and there. One was like a 007 where I'd sneak up on people in Warzone and kill them. And then one was when I just went like ham on the lobby, and like I called it the Ghost of Caldera because I was playing on Caldera, obviously. And that series just kind of blew up, and like that was getting me the most views, and people in the comments were like, oh, the Ghost of Caldera, the Ghost of Caldera. And so I was like, all right, if that series is doing really well, it's like my best performing series, and people are like saying it, then maybe I should just change my name to that. It seems pretty like a no-brainer.
That's vibes, man. So one of my favorite things to watch you do is get hot mics. You get some good ones because, man, some of the stuff you do, people just probably are just as shocked that I am that you're doing it. Do you have any that just like make you laugh that you can think of just off the top of your head?
Oh, for sure. Like I've actually been doing this recently where I've been going back and posting some of like the old ones that were really good. And I've probably posted this one a few times, but it was the best one. The guy was like, I hope your dog gets diabetes, and every time you go to the vet, it's a $600 bill. That was literally, I had to almost stop playing at that point. I took a step back, and like before I had to finish the game.
Do you have any memorable clips, like one of your favorite ones that you just did? Like you were just like, oh my God, like even that shocks me. Like what stands out to you?
I had a clip from Warzone 1 where I was on top of a hospital and I saw a guy just off in the distance, and this was before I got like good at actually throwing it long, and I just chucked it. I looked up, I chucked it, and it was just like airtime for like 6 seconds it felt like, and then just finally hit. And I think I have it on Twitter somewhere, but it's like super poor quality. It was back on my Xbox. I wish I had a better video of it, but that one was like the first one where I was just like, holy shit.
We had a question from my buddy Jax here. He says, what game was the easiest to be a knife-only player?
Oh, I'm probably not the best person to answer that since I haven't played that many Call of Duties per se, but of the ones that I have played, it's, I mean, probably 2019. The movement in that game, you could be so quick with it that's kind of the reason I fell in love with knifing, was that like just with the movement, you could get ahead of other players so much faster, and your movement could just make you stand out.
Do you use the same kind of like kill streaks as most of us melee guys use? Is the UAV, counter UAV, and advanced? Is that what you use?
Yeah, I think that's what I have it set to. In multiplayer, I don't have any like the like the drop bomb ones. I don't use any of those. I just use those like the UAV, counter UAV, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you use any in Warzone at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you use
I talk about, yeah, people ask me a lot if I use them. And when I use them, I'm not trying to kill people. I'm trying to, if I know a team is in this building, that if I put it in the middle of the street, they're not going to cross to where I'm at and I'm looting. So I'll use it kind of like as a defensive maneuver to keep them kind of from going where I need to go. Or like if there's a big wide open field and I need to get across, I know there's a team like over here on oil fields and I got to cross. I'll use it to kind of keep them inside. So I use it in those ways in Warzone, and I always try not to get a kill, and every once in a while I'll get kills with it. But yeah, I definitely use them
at some point. And I know that, you know, like me having the short conversation that I've had with you and just talking with you through text and everything, you're a really humble guy. You know, you don't seem like the kind of guys like, you know, I'm that freaking guy. So at what point though did you know I've kind of made it? Do you remember that first moment when someone noticed you, about like how it felt? Because I know you've been noticed for sure.
Yeah. It first time it happened was on Rebirth Island. A guy was like, "Oh my god, like I recognize you. I've seen your TikToks," and it was literally the coolest feeling in the world. And it happens every day now, and it's still a really cool feeling, but it's starting to like get a little more like, dang, everyone knows me. Like I can't even jump in a game and like do bad. I have to like perform well every time I go.
Oh man.
But it's still, I mean, it's a crazy feeling. Like I don't feel like I've made it per se, but just the fact that people recognize me is like, damn. It's wild to me. Like, I don't know. It's still crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things like that I can imagine, you know, like it's just kind of like a singer whenever they go out on stage and they stop singing and the crowd singing back to them. You know, you're just kind of like seeing your art put out there and people recognizing it. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
It's really cool that you can do something so, you know, it's like so cool, like in Call of Duty, and just be recognized for it everywhere you go. You know, I'm really happy for the success that you've made, you know, doing this and putting out that, you know, there's a different way to play Call of Duty, rather than just picking up a gun. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you got some stuff going on, but is there anything you want to say? Any questions you got for me or anything like that, or anybody else?
No, I mean, this was fun, man. I think just the fact that like things like this are going on, the knifing is it's growing, and that's an exciting thing to see. I couldn't really speak to how knifing used to be. I know a lot of knifers in the community kind of refer to like a different time as like the golden age of knifing, and that kind of died out. But I feel like recently it's been growing and growing, and maybe there's like a new golden age coming, and I kind of hope that happens. I think like Bless has been around for a long time. You could ask him. You could ask BNG. Like they were around forever, and they've kind of been through like the highs and lows of knifing, and I feel like it's on the rise again, and I hope it is. So
yeah,
I play my part and all that.
Absolutely. And you're doing well at it. For me, if I can just hearing somebody say the reason why I'm knifing is because of you, you know, that's just like awesome to me. And like I mentioned before, like if it wasn't for you and TKO, you know, I probably would still be screaming at people in ranked with a gun, you know. So
one thing real quick.
Sure.
You if you do get TKO on this series, tell him to unblock me from Twitter.
What did you do?
I don't know, man.
Crazy. I absolutely am 1,000 bajillion% excited that you came on. You know, I'm gonna try to get every single freaking guy and girl that uses a blade and get them on this series, man. And we're gonna just get everybody out there so that we can, you know, see exactly how many of us are out there in this army, man. I love it. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to hear other people's stories for sure.
Well, again, I appreciate you being on, man, and I'm gonna let you get out of here. We got our opening stream.
Real quick, while if for the people seeing this, everybody push Mr. Knives Only to do this. I don't think anybody's ever heard the guy's voice. He doesn't use a mic when he plays, but if he could get on and do this, well, for one, he'd have a super interesting story for sure. But then it would just be cool to hear his voice. So everybody that knows him, kind of tweet at him, push him to do this show. I think that'd be fun. More than the voice thing, I just think his story needs to be heard. He's been around forever.
Yeah.
So his story would be cool to get out. For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get everybody, man. I'm gonna get Bless on here. I'm gonna get BNG. BNG said he'll do it too. So
yeah, BNG's another one. He's been around. Bless, BNG.
Yeah, 20 years, 20 plus years. Yeah, crazy. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming through, and I'm gonna let you go, man. We'll catch you next time, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too. That was the Ghost of Caldera, everybody. Man, it was so freaking cool having him on. I literally I can't tell you how much it means to me for Ghost to come through. Like, it was just a huge moment for him to come. Like you were saying, like, I get the fanboy with with Ghost. I just I don't even know how to act. You know, like I've been in situations where I've met celebrities, and I've met because I was actually part of my job a long time ago where I would actually have to just meet celebrities all the time and have to deal with them and stuff. And it's just really cool being able to meet him. Ghost, man, I appreciate you coming through, bud. I see you in the chat there. Once again, Ghost of Caldera, everybody. Give him a shout out. If you're not following him, go and follow him. Check out his content. He is a freaking monster. Super jealous about how good he is at this game compared to me, but I'm gonna get there. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll give you one of these because that's what Ghost does all the time. Give you one of these. Heck yeah, bless. You may be the next one. Who knows? We'll see how everybody lines up, man. All right, man. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy.